Welcome to Stay Connected. We have an awesome program for you today. First, I want to say that this is our 7th and last episode of Season 1. We started the project well over a year ago and have worked hard to bring you some information on the local businesses we have in the area. This has been an amazing experience sharing with you some of the local business people that help make our communities what they are. Great places to live, work, and raise a family. We'll be back in January for the start of Season 2 and have some great guests lined up. We'll have a new look, and the program will have a couple of sponsors. But if you haven't seen our previous shows, you can go to our website, www.stayconnectedtv.com, and see all our past guests and all the past episodes. Here's what we have on tap for you today, though. I'll be interviewing Karen Maines of Vanash Floral and Gift Baskets. She has some good ideas on a holiday centerpiece, and you'll begin to see her try to show me how to make a centerpiece. With the holidays coming up, she has some really great ideas you don't want to miss. Ceri Ruenheck is back co-hosting this episode and has a great interview with Karen Rivero of Visiting Angels. We also have an interview with probably the most sought-after celebrity of all time. He and his wife are joining us via satellite from the North Pole. Yes, you don't want to miss it. We'll be interviewing Santa and Mrs. Claus. So this is going to be an awesome show, so you better watch out, you better not pout, and stay connected. We'll be back with my interview with Karen Maines. For this segment of Stay Connected, I have with me the owner of Vanash Florals and Gift Baskets, Karen Maines. She is a longtime resident of Acton and Boxborough. Her shop is located at 178 Great Road. Her shop has won many awards for floral design and features premium and specialty flowers arranged in traditional, contemporary, and unique design styles. So we'd like to welcome to the program Karen Maines.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good. One of the first questions I have, which is kind of you have a very interesting name, Vanash Florals.
That's correct.
Why don't you tell us how you come up with Vanash's name?
How I came up with it was...
How long have you been in Acton?
In Acton, in January, will be 2 years. We were in West Concord prior to that. I bought an existing flower shop.
Excellent, excellent. So if people are looking, is this a full-service flower shop, or is it something that you just sell already made bouquets? Can you get fresh cut flowers? What do you offer?
We specialize, we obviously are a flower shop, and we specialize in everyday floral design. The emphasis really is, I have a love of interior design, which led me to a flower shop. So it makes us a little different and sets us apart from my competitors. So we offer everyday florals, everything's custom made. And we have a gift basket business as well. Weddings, funerals, any kind of occasion, bar mitzvahs, anniversaries, birthdays.
Great.
But we have fun.
Good, good. Speaking of fun, that kind of segues with what we're into. We're going to try something a little different today, where Karen's going to show me how to make a centerpiece. And so that'd be kind of fun. So we're going to roll up our sleeves.
Yes.
We're going to get a little, I guess I shouldn't say dirty, but we're going to get hands-on making some floral arrangements. And so while we're setting up our work table, we're going to have another interview with Ceri Ruenheck, my co-host. We'll be talking with Karen Rivero of Visiting Angels. So we'll be back to you in a few minutes after Ceri's interview. Thanks.
Thank you, TJ. I'm Ceri Ruenheck, and today I'm going to be interviewing Karen Rivero of the Visiting Angels Living Assistance Services based in Boxborough. Thank you, Karen, for coming.
Well, thank you, Ceri, for having me. I'm really happy to be here today.
That's great. Now, Visiting Angels, it provides private home care for the elderly and adults. Is that pretty much right? Or that you're helping them stay in their homes and being independent? Am I right?
Yes, you are right. Yes, for seniors are most of the clientele, but any adult, but be someone with Parkinson's or multiple sclerosis, that just needs that little extra help to stay in their own homes versus going into a facility.
Okay. And how did you, Karen, how did you become an expert in this area? How did you get into this field?
We actually found Visiting Angels, my partner and husband, Tony, and I, when we were looking for care for my mom. We were one of those families where they were up in Maine, we were down in Texas, they needed help, And that's when I started doing my research. I found Visiting Angels, we were very taken with their philosophy and their service, and decided that this was something we wanted to do as well.
So what is your background?
I'm a registered nurse. I have been for 30 years, varied areas, and my husband's an accountant, so for business purposes, especially one like this, it's perfect.
And now I've heard Visiting Angels on the radio, so it's part of a larger company.
Yes, you're hearing the corporate ads. It's a franchise. We're throughout the entire United States and Canada, and there are 16 of us in Massachusetts now. And the corporate does the radio ads that you hear, the TV ads, some of the national media, and that maintains the websites for all the franchisees. But we're independently owned and operated, licensed, bonded, and insured.
Oh, okay. So now you're based in Boxborough.
In Boxborough.
And then you cover what other towns, what other areas?
We cover from Lexington to Lancaster, Tingsboro to Stowe, and all the towns in that area, immediate area. Yes.
Wow. So
It's
how
a good
many
area.
towns is that? Like
15,
Sorry.
maybe 15. Yeah.
Okay, and the services, we said activities of daily living. How do you define that? Are you talking laundry and grocery shopping or what?
It's the whole range. It's everything from companionship to homemaker activities, which is cooking a meal, doing the laundry, dusting, sweeping, mopping kind of things, personal care that helps with the shower, the dressing, the grooming. We do respite for families. It can be on an hourly basis, live-in basis. We complement any other services like hospice and visiting nurses because they're there for a short period of time, but they might need somebody to stay there at night for safety. It all depends on the client and what they need.
And how do you find your staff?
We do advertise. We recruit from CNA schools. A lot of word of mouth, but we do a lot of screening. They have to have 2 interviews. We do 3 reference checks, and they have to be professional references. And then the usual required background checks like Ceri and so on. We put them through an orientation, and we do supervision.
Okay. And what kind of training, besides, you said CNA, and that's a certain amount of training, but Visiting Angels must have their own.
Well, we do, because not everybody necessarily needs a CNA. If they just need someone to help them with the grocery shopping and so on, that's a companion homemaker level. So we actually have some retirees that work like that. And they may not have worked in a hospital nursing home, but they don't have to for that kind of work. And they obviously have a work history or professional references. So for that kind of thing, we do hire those kind of people. We also have kind of a middle ground with some personal care, and these are people that might have worked, let's say, I'm trying to think like homes for the mentally ill or developmentally disabled. And they have been on-job training. They may not be a certified nursing assistant, but they're perfectly capable of helping people with some of the lighter things around the house. So all that gets part of their application background check. Like I said, we orient them, and we have our ongoing in-services and trainings programs ourselves, and do supervisory visits.
All right, so what would make me pick an agency versus me just going out and finding someone very nice to take care of my folks?
It's great if you can find someone really nice, but what happens if they're sick? What happens when they don't show up? At least with an agency, you know that they've had, as an employer, you'd be responsible for doing your own reference checks, background checks, insurance, workers' comp, those kind of things. And most people don't do it. It's under the table, and that's okay until somebody files for unemployment or hurts themselves while they're there and sues. But with an agency, obviously we've done all that. We take on those responsibilities, and when someone is ill or is not able to go, then we have a replacement, so that there's no interruption of service for those who are very dependent, and that's very important.
Okay, and with your services, are you reimbursable through insurance?
It is with long-term care insurance. Not everybody has that. The Medicaid programs are the state programs. The Aging Service Access Points, we're a vendor for monitors at home care for those people that qualify. Otherwise, it's mostly private pay.
Okay. And how do you interact with the community? Usually?
We have very good relationships with the councils on aging. We provide a lot of educational, informational services for them. Some of the programs are fall prevention, when to go to the doctor, the emergency room. Those are very popular.
Well, thank you very much, Karen. And again, what was the website that we look you up at?
www.visitingangels.com.
And the phone number?
978-263-1212.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.